The Samsung Galaxy M17 looks simple on the surface, but one glance at the specs tells you it's hiding way more power than people expect from this price. The first thing you notice about the Galaxy M17 is how lightweight and slim it feels for a 6.7-inch device. At just 7.5 millimeters thin, it slips into your hand easily without feeling bulky. Samsung kept the design minimal and clean, using a flat frame with a subtle curve on the back so it rests comfortably in your palm. And even though it's a budget-friendly device, it still gets Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. That alone sets it apart, because you almost never see this level of protection in this price range. Add the IP54 splash resistance, and the M17 starts to feel like a phone designed to last much longer than the usual entry-level or mid-range device. When you turn on the display, the real surprise hits you. Samsung gave it a Super AMOLED panel, and that instantly changes the experience. Colors look richer, contrast pops nicely, and blacks actually look like blacks, not grayish shadows. The 6.7-inch size feels spacious, whether you're watching videos, reading, or scrolling through social apps. The 1080p resolution keeps everything sharp, and the 90Hz refresh rate makes the movement across the screen smooth and effortless. And with brightness reaching up to 1100 nits, the screen stays readable even outdoors under harsh sunlight. This is the kind of display quality that usually lives in more expensive Samsung models, but somehow the M17 brings it to a budget-friendly segment. Now, when it comes to performance, Samsung went with the Exynos 1330. It's a 5nm chipset, which is already a big win for efficiency, but the real advantage is how balanced it feels in daily use. Apps open quickly, multitasking stays steady, and animations in One UI 7 glide without major drops. You can choose between 4GB, 6GB, or 8GB of RAM, and the difference is noticeable. Higher RAM keeps more apps alive in the background and gives the phone more breathing room overall. And even though this device isn't marketed as a gaming phone, titles like Free Fire, PUBG Mobile, or Call of Duty run smoother than expected at moderate settings. You don't get flagship performance, but you get stable, consistent gameplay without sudden overheating or stutters. That's more important for everyday users. Talking about transitions, once you start using the software, things make even more sense. The M17 runs Android 15 with One UI 7, and Samsung has promised up to 6 major Android upgrades. That's genuinely wild. It means this phone could still be getting updates years from now, long after many other phones in this price category have been abandoned. The interface feels modern but familiar. It's clean, responsive, and optimized enough to give the M17 a long life. People who buy budget phones usually keep them for years, and this software promise alone makes the M17 a safer long-term option. Moving to storage, Samsung includes 128GB by default, but if you ever run out of space, the microSD card slot lets you expand as much as you need. Yes, it uses a shared SIM slot, but the flexibility is still there. You can save movies, photos, offline music, or documents without worrying about storage pressure. Now, let's talk about the camera system, because this is where the M17 tries to punch above its price. The main 50-megapixel sensor produces clean and surprisingly sharp results during the day. Colors lean towards Samsung's usual natural but smooth tone, autofocus locks quickly, and thanks to OIS, your shots stay more stable even when your hands shake a bit. The ultra-wide camera is only 5 megapixels, but it does its job for landscapes or group shots if lighting is decent. The macro lens is basic, but sometimes useful for close-up textures if you're patient. When you switch to video, the M17 records in 1080p with gyro EIS helping stabilize footage. It's good enough for social media videos, vlogs, or quick clips on the go. The selfie camera at 13 megapixels captures clean and natural skin tones, especially in outdoor light. It won't give you extreme HDR or depth simulation, but it holds its own in the budget category. Music lovers will notice one thing missing: the headphone jack. Samsung removed it here, likely to keep the frame slimmer, but the loudspeaker performs well enough for everyday use. And Bluetooth 5.3 gives you stable wireless audio with good quality if you pair it with modern earbuds. Connectivity stays strong with dual-band Wi-Fi, NFC support for payments, and multiple satellite systems for accurate location tracking. The side-mounted fingerprint scanner is placed perfectly where your hand naturally rests, making unlocking quick and predictable. Finally, the battery. The 5000 mAh capacity is a standard at this point, but with the 5nm chipset and optimized display, the M17 pushes battery life further. You can comfortably get a full day of heavy use, and for lighter users, even a day and a half. Charging at 25 watts isn't blazing fast, but it's reliable and consistent. It gives you enough speed to top up quickly when needed, without pushing the battery too hard. Overall, the M17 doesn't try to be flashy. It focuses on long-term value, great display, excellent software commitment, balanced performance, solid cameras, and a reliable battery. It's the kind of phone that stays good for years, not months. And at a price around €120, it lands in a sweet spot where reliability matters more than raw specs.